Jack, we appreciate you catching up with us here after a practice out here in the heat.
Yes.
I know you guys had a tough loss, but it was kind of a good loss to Fort Mill, who's the defending state champions yesterday, and you played them to 12-9. And Coach Purdy was telling me that you got a lot of great things out of that game, even though you came up a little short on the scoreboard. Talk a little bit about that, if you will.
Well, we were up most of the first half, and then they were starting to come back, and we got a lot of penalties, but other than that, we played a really good game for us as a whole. The defense played really well. The offense played pretty well too. Was it kind of a playoff atmosphere in a sense? It was the way y'all were going. It was a very intense game, yes sir.
Kind of like those?
Yes sir, it was very intense.
I know that you've got you're the school's all-time leading scorer, and I think 8th in the state, maybe something like that. So
yes, sir.
Just talk a little bit about your role as an attacker and what makes this game so suitable for your talents.
Yes sir. Well, I play crease, so I'm the guy that's catching the ball. I don't really have it most of the game. I just catch it and shoot it most of the time, and that's most of the reason why I have so many goals. And Danny and Ike and all the other people on the attack and midfield are getting those assists to me.
Okay. Yes, what about this game? I've never played it, being an old guy, but yes, I've seen it on TV plenty, and it just looks like it's so fun to play.
Yes, it is.
Talk a little bit about, for those that may be watching this and have never played,
yes,
kind of try to relate to them about how great it is to play this sport.
It's a really fun sport. Like, you just get to go out there and just have a really good time. You get the contact that you do in football somewhat, and then you get to just scoring, and just playing with the lacrosse stick is really fun. You get whacked and you get to get your anger out.
Yeah.
It's fun.
You're a senior.
Yes, sir.
When did you first pick the stick up and start playing lacrosse?
I picked it up right before my freshman year playing. I went to one camp over the summer before my freshman year.
Yeah.
And then I played on JV for about 2 weeks and then got brought up to varsity for their first scrimmage, and I've been starting varsity since then.
The popularity, even in just the last 4 years that you've been playing, has increased dramatically, hasn't it? Yes,
sir. It has. Like, when I was a freshman, there weren't very many schools at all playing, and even before that, there was even less. And that now it's become real popular with all the kids in the school and everything.
Is it fair to say, because we've seen over the last decade or longer, that soccer has gone from kind of being a non-entity to a very popular sport? Do you kind of see lacrosse following that same arc?
Yes, sir. Lacrosse is right there with soccer, following it up and getting more popular with the fans. I've definitely seen more at our games and stuff. You
got a big game tomorrow night at Dutch Fort. Tell us a little bit about what you know about them and.
Yes, sir. Well, I know they're pretty good, and we're gonna have to play really good to beat them. I'm just hoping we need to beat them to get that second seed in the playoffs, so that we get 2 home games.
And when do the playoffs start? About a couple weeks, somewhere around there? About a week?
Probably a week.
About a week.
Now.
Do you feel like you have a pretty good chance of making that run?
We have a pretty good chance, I feel like. We're pretty good up there.
All right, Jack. You're a senior. Got to get it this year, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, hey, appreciate you joining us here on Midlands High School Sports, and we will keep an eye on you and hopefully get the win tomorrow night, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
man.